So let's move on with our discussion. Our goal, guys, is to be able to finish this. So we'll just look at the most important points here in the rest of the code. And also I also requested you to look through the codes. And then this one, okay, this one also. And then after that, we go to, may output ba ako nito? Wala. We go to creating dashboards. So that's our goal for today, at least the introduction to the creation of dashboards. By the way, guys, the deadline for your submission of your paper is extended to Saturday, 6 p.m. Okay, so not this Friday, but I'm giving you more time this Saturday. But that will be the deadline, so no more extensions. Okay. So time series, we know that we use a line plot when we plot time series because there's sequencing of the data. Okay, thank you also. There's sequencing of the data, so it's best not to use any other plot but a line plot. Let's use the data set from ggplot, which is economics. Is there a question? Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you want to know a particular details about a particular data set. Okay, so let's do this, economics. So this comes from your ggplot2. And this is the metadata or information about the data produced from US economic time series available from FRED. No? FRED is a database and it's very rich in macroeconomic data. Okay, so economics, dalawang klase, economics long, 574 observations with 6 variables. And then here we have the description of your variables. My date, personal consumption expenditure, merong population, average savings rate, median duration of unemployment, and unemployment. So these are the variables that come with the economics data. Okay, so let's acquire this. Let's access this. Head gives us the first 6 rows, and that's your data structure. It's a table, data table, and then you can see the structure. The first variable is a date type, and then the others are quantitative. Let me close this. Okay, so we can use the geom line. It's a line graph with the date on the x-axis, and we can make use of a ratio of unemployment per population. So this is the per capita unemployment. And then let's use a line for that. Okay, so this is now a line graph, and it's a very good way to present a data that has sequencing with it. Of course, we can use the geometric point also. However, it does not guarantee that we'll be able to establish the sequencing. If you use a geom point, guys, buta na lang guys yung data medyo medyo apparent yung sequencing. Pero pag hindi guys, then it will not give us a good presentation of your data. So automatically guys, kapag may time series, best to use the geom line. Okay, and let's see this. Date, unemployment. Okay, yung kanina ratio. So this is your unemployment. And we can see here that unemployment really ballooned after 2010, early 2010. This was after the financial crisis, global financial crisis. And then it normalized it lowered down. So kita natin dito, visually, yung history, yung galaw, especially this is critical, yung sa 2010. Okay. Now, if we want to examine the relationship among the years, no? 2009, 2010, hindi natin makikita kasi dito. No? Okay? Dito, although may years siya, hindi siya masyadong apparent. No? Hindi siya masyadong, although nasa dimension natin yung years na to. Okay, so I wrote here something. Okay, to examine this relationship in greater detail, we'd like to draw both time series on the same plot. We could draw a scatter plot of the unemployment rate versus the length of unemployment. So here, gusto natin consider yung relationship ng unemployment rate at saka yung length of the unemployment. Okay, if we plot this, so ito lang gagawin natin, ano? Let's plot this. So we're looking at the relationship between the per capita unemployment and the median unemployment. If we plot this, okay, the use of the geom path, guys, connects it. So may connection dito yung 2010, 2011, 2012. Ito yung per capita, no? But this one is not that clear, no? Klaro ba sa inyo? Can you easily interpret this?
No po.
Hindi, kasi hindi natin nalagay dito yung time series, di ba? Wala dito sa layer dito yung time series, yung natin, yung sequencing. Andito lang si unemployment at saka yung per capita. So here we're mapping unemployment level and the per capita. Okay, so it's not apparent. Okay, time series yung ginamit natin, and then we also included the path, no? Okay, if we want this improved, what we can do is, okay, let's fill in some aesthetics. And we're here creating a function. We don't need to understand everything here, guys, kasi hindi pa naman natin pinag-aralan yung gumagawa ng function. But what's important here is that yung aesthetic natin, guys, yung color ng aesthetic, it will be based on the year, okay, and the year. Yung year na yan, guys, defined by this one. POSIX is a time, data time object, and then year, and then plus 1900, no? Para saan ginagamit yung 1900, guys? What do you think is the use of 1900 here? Let's view again economics. Tingnan natin. A date, no? Andito yung date. It's a monthly date, no? It's a monthly date. Tapos, yung plus 1900, I'm not sure about this, but I think this is more, yung base kasi, parang Excel siya, yung zero niya, zero value is, remember date sa Excel, in the same manner sa R, it's represented by a particular number. No? So ang 1900 will be 0. Okay, so ang nangyayari dito, every time you add a particular day, nagkakaroon siya ng parang specific na number representation. So it's what this code does, no? It's what this code does. Parang represent niya yung particular date with a particular number. Okay, so let's just plot this and see what happens. Okay. So sinama natin dun sa dalawang variables na hindi nakasama yung time series dito kasi unemployment to at saka per capita. We added a layer of time to it, no? Ito yun, no? Ito. So yung mga light-colored ones, these are the later years, 2010, 2010 and up. Yung mga dark-colored ones, dito sa 1967, yung simula, okay? And then the color becomes from dark to light, no? So makita natin dito, guys, yung yung galaw over time. Ito yung mga earlier times, no? Yung mga black ones, 1960s, early 70s. And then as we go up, okay, ano nangyayari guys? As we go up, the unemployment rate per capita, no, increases, no? Kasi dito na yung mga later ones eh. Diba? So you see the path, no? Tapos ito yung huli, oh. This is the last one. So nung mga yung mga year 2010, okay, it kept on increasing if you follow the path, no? Tapos there was a point na talagang mataas na mataas yung unemployment per unemployment per capita. Tapos it went down hanggang sa huli ito. That was the last point. Okay, so here you're able to layer and give significance to the relationship between the ratio of unemployment and per capita unemployment based on a faceting na in-include natin dun sa aesthetic. Remember, this is dito nakalagay sa mapping to, no? Hindi to nakalagay dun sa geom object mismo kasi otherwise, guys, take a look, no? Ito. Yung color, finacet niya by year date. Okay? By year date. Yung year lang ng date function. Okay, so ito ang binibilang lang dito guys yung year. Hindi na sinasama yung specific na day. Okay? Alright, so you can see here guys, na-improve, na-enhance yung ano natin, yung pag-plot with a geom path and then a faceting of the color geometric point. Okay, then let's go on guys. Ito naman guys, yung axis. This is very easy na-discuss natin actually to. You can change, you can modify the axis. In this file, we're looking at yung label, X label, Y label, at saka yung limit ng X and Y axis. Okay, so let's take a look first at this point. We're plotting city and highway. Tapos, geom point natin with a jittering of 0.3. I-run natin to. So this is how the default looks like. So this is the default, no? May ano tayo, may transparency na 0.3, so medyo light. And then, nasa y-axis is highway, nasa x-axis is city. Although we did not ask R to label the x and y, ang default niya, i-label niya kung ano man yung x and y na linalagay natin sa data natin sa mapping. Okay? So R read this to be your x-axis, this is your y-axis, dito pala. So, in-indicate niya doon. Now, if you want the label to be modified, kunyari, masyadong generic, gusto mong ipa-clarify pa. So here we're setting, nagle-layer tayo dito, plus X lab, city driving, and Y lab is highway driving. Okay? Actually guys, ito nasa theme yan, no? Nasa theme. So this can be, actually, you can put this under theme or understood niya pag nakalagay lang na X label or Y label. Understood niya ni Arne, that's part of your theme. Okay, I just want to point that out. No? Kasi pwede nyo ilagay yung theme here or pwedeng hindi na kasi, but this is still part of the theme layer. No? So let's run this. Okay, so you can see guys that it reflects whatever we ask R to define as our x-axis and y-axis. City driving, miles per gallon. Highway driving, miles per gallon. Okay, if you don't want to put any of the labels, okay, you just have to put here X lab null and Y lab null. Now, this is not the default. Sabi natin kanina, yung default, i-identify ni R kung ano man yung naka-X-axis dito at Y-axis. In case you don't want any of these labels to appear, then just put X lab and Y lab here. Y lab null. Okay, and you see that wala na, tinanggal niya yung default na X label at Y label. Okay, you can also change the limits to your plot. So ano ba yung limits natin? Okay, dito yung width natin is 0.25. So we're limiting the jittering, no, of our plot. If we run this, kita natin guys na linimit niya yung jitter natin. Okay, 0.25. If we make it lower guys, nari 0.1 lang, it will really be very narrow. So pwede nating i-limit yung yung jitter natin. Now in this case, ang linilimit natin dito yung x at saka yung y. Yung values ng x at saka y. Again guys, this is part of theme, the theme layer. Kaso sabi nga natin, pwede lang hindi ilagay yung theme dito before, but you just experiment guys, subukan yung ilagay and it will still run the same. So dito yung x limit. Recall guys that yung drive natin, tatlong types siya, yung four-wheel drive, front wheel, at saka rear wheel. Pero ililimit natin si x. Okay, si x-axis to, di ba? X yung first variable dito. So we limit x into only f and r. Hindi natin ilalagay yung 4. Tapos si y naman, from 20 to 30 lang. So let's run this. Or better still, let's run this too. And then, i-run na lang natin tatlo, guys. Yung tatlo. Okay, I'm running the 3. Yung first one, guys, wala siyang, we didn't put any additional aesthetic mapping, to it. Yung sa pangalawa, what did we do? Okay, we limited yung sa x-axis natin yung drive into only f and r. So, nawala dito yung 4. Kasi di ba tatlong klaseng drive, 4, F at saka R. So since we limited the coverage of your x-axis, F and R lang, pati yung sa Y guys, take note, yung sa Y, from 20 up to 30 na lang siya. From 20 up to 30. Whereas the original, ito yung original natin, it included values below 20, di ba? And values above 30. May mga 40 tayo eh. So, yung limit, guys, we can use it if you want to just focus on a particular area. Okay? Ito, between 20 and 30. Ito naman, guys, so yung width, 0.25. Tapos, lower bound ng y-axis, wala. Upper bound is 30. So, in other words, makukuha yung values below, from the lowest up to 30. And that's shown here. In the third plot. Yan. So as you can see, okay, sinama niya from yung below, lowest hanggang 30 lang. Okay, question so far guys, yung sa limits, x limit, y limit. Any questions? Okay, thank you. So you can use this guys dun sa assignment nyo. Of course, I'm not asking you to just limit yourselves to the functions that we learned in class. By all means, guys, access nyo yung look for other references, look for other resources by which you can add more plots for as long as it's relevant to your data. No, hindi pa pwede yung basta-basta na lang, sige na lang, tapon na lang tayo ng tapon ng plots na kahit natin hindi ma-interpret. Hindi yun hinahabol ko, no? Ang hinahabol ko yung maganda yung tsaka maliwanag yung pag-present ng insights nyo dun sa dataset na pinili nyo. So that's very important. Okay, coordinates guys, ito yung plotting, how your data is plotted. Yung so far yung ginagamit natin, ang default yan, yung coordinate. Okay, question mark, coordinate. So if you look at this one guys, iba-iba yung coordinates natin, no? Ito yung default Cartesian coordinate system. Cartesian siya kasi this was developed by René Descartes, di ba? Tagalog, Descartes, René Descartes, a French mathematician. Dinevelop niya yung X and Y axis in plotting paired data sets, paired points. May equal, may fixed, may flip. Ito, we studied this before. Flip na natin yung X and Y. Then may map pa, okay? May munch, polar. There's also another, yung polar ginagamit siya guys kapag kapag spherical, circular yung ano natin, yung data presentation. So let's click this. Tingnan natin kung ano ba yung laman nito. Okay, so the polar coordinate, so once again, this is from ggplot 2. The polar coordinate system is most used for pie charts, okay, which are a stock bar chart in polar coordinates. So naalala nyo guys yung bar, yung stock bar chart. Okay, si polar, parang ano din siya, parang bar chart, yung stock bar chart, pero in polar coordinate siya. Parang drawn siya, parang circle, no? So ito yung syntax niya. Theta is equal to x, start is equal to 0, this direction is equal to 1. Okay. Anyway guys, caveat lang, warning lang. So if you surf the net and see why it's not advisable to use pie charts, there are many reasons why you should not be using pie charts. But for your exercise, guys, you may, guys. Kaso, just be aware of the limitations of the pie charts. Hindi magaling ang human eye sa pag-ano ng sizing sa pie charts. We're very poor at that. Hindi tayo magaling sa depth yung mata natin. It's not as equipped as those of other animals like cats, which I mentioned before. Hindi tayo magaling doon. Kaya i-limit nyo lang to a bare minimum yung paggamit nyo ng pie charts. Kung factor yan, character variable with several factors, it's not good to plot in a pie chart a variable that has several levels, no? Kunyari, 13 Metro Manila cities. 13 ba? 17. Tapos ipa-plot nyo sa pie chart, naku, not a good choice, guys. Ang pangit ng dating yan, imagine a pie chart with 17 different areas, parang size ng pizza pie na iba't iba yung mga width. Naku, that's very bad, no? So, exercise restraint class as far as using a pie chart. But I have here some examples. Okay, hindi na natin masyadong titingnan yung mga specifics niya, but ito yung mga arguments niya. Okay? I hope guys by this time you have acquired the habit of asking R about particular functions. In fact, kung tutuusin ito may example, so kuha lang tayo isang example dito. So dito daw pi, it's using the empty cars. Remember, this is from datasets package. Tapos x is factor 1, fill factor ng cylinder plus geom bar. Okay, so ito unahin muna natin to, no? Nag-geom bar siya, control C. Let's see how this plots out. Okay, hindi ko pa pala inano si pi. Yan. Okay, isa geom bar, no? Ito yung example niya. So may parang bar, may ano tayo dito, may bar chart, no? So andito yung si 8-cylinder. Okay, ang count niya mga almost 15 yata or 14. Tapos si 6-cylinder, konti lang. And then si 4-cylinder, okay, slightly bigger than your 6-cylinder. So this is a bar plot. Okay, so we created an object called bar plot. And then balikan natin si health. Tapos ito kinombine yung bar plot plus yung coordinate, guys, hindi siya ginawang ano, yung coordinate na y axis yung count. Okay, instead of the Cartesian yung Cartesian coordinate system, pinalitan siya ng polar, no? Dinefine na ang theta, yung angle should be on the y axis. So copy natin to. Okay, so since may pi object na tayo, di ba? Okay, let's run this. Okay, so now it was converted into a pie chart. So yung geom bar, pinalitan niya ng pie chart. So you can see here that tatatlo lang naman yung levels kaya medyo kaya pa, no? Although medyo mahirap na tingnan yung yung 4-cylinder at saka yung 8-cylinder. Pero pag bar 'yon, kitang-kita natin. Okay, so there are other examples here. Okay, I leave that to you guys to see this. Ito dalawa yung yung variables dito. Tapos DF and then DF. So magkasunod to, no? Tinala natin to. Let's see this, how this pans out. So nag-create siya ng object na DF which contains data frame siya. Yung una variable does not resemble at saka resemble. Yung isa naman value 20 at saka 80. Tapos ginawa niyang ggplot dito. Ang data natin is DF. Tapos walang x, y equals value, tapos may field. Okay? May question ba? Yeah, of course. May question dito kung pwedeng gumamit ng pie chart. You can, guys, but as I said, guys, in moderation, ha? Just be discriminating about it. Pag marami na masyadong levels, ipa-pie chart mo, guys, I would not suggest it. It's not a good way to present your data. Ito dalawa lang naman yung value ng dalawa lang yung values niya. Does not resemble at saka resemble. Tingnan natin to. Control C. And my title Pacman. Let's see kung anong ginawa dito ni Hadley. Ay, sorry. Okay. Let me copy this. Control C. Control V. And then Control Enter. Ay, Pacman lang. Okay, Pacman siya, guys. 80 yung isa, 20 yung isa. Okay, so kita nyo guys, coordinate polar. Okay, tapos yung color niya, scale, fill manual, red and yellow. Okay, also guys, medyo konting aral lang color combination. This is not a particularly good color combination, maano sa mata, masakit. No? Okay, thank you, Migs. Okay, so just use this example here. Okay, I'll leave you guys to work on the others. Itingnan nyo lang ibang examples dito. Coordinate, ano pa lang yan guys, sa polar, ha? Marami tayong klase ng coordinate. Okay, so this one, okay, tinala natin to. Quick lang tayo dito guys. Again, may G yung bar. Si MPG plinat natin by class. Ano ba yung mga classes? Di ba 7 class yun? Compact, subcompact, SUV, etc. 2-seater. Tapos instead of G yung bar, ang i-ano natin guys, ang coordinates niya, G yung bar na kinonvert into a polar. Then theta is equal to y. Okay, theta is equal to y. Ito yung count, no? And then limits, expand limits y hanggang 70 daw. So, kasi ang ano yata, ang ano hanggang ano, di ba? Hanggang 40 plus yata yung ano, yung mga counts natin. I'm not sure. Sige, i-run natin. Asa na siya? Tanggalin ko na itong question ng coordinate. Yan ko to. Yan. Okay? So, parang katol, no? Yan. Hanggang 70 lang daw. Okay, so you can see here, parang bar chart din siya. Parang bar chart, guys, na ginawa natin parang circle. That's the crude way for me to interpret this. So ito, imagine natin to na parang bar, no? Na inikot natin. Okay, we tried to round it. Okay, so that's an example of a parang, well, it's a iba-ibang ano niya, no? Iba-iba yung this represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bars na twist natin, binend natin para maging parang circular siya. Okay, so that's what the coordinate polar dash. No? Okay, any questions, guys? Okay, paki-chat na lang kung clear so far. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's move on, guys. I-X ko na to. Okay. I want us, guys, so yung the rest, guys, I'll just quickly go through this. So, sinabi ko naman sa inyo na medyo tingnan-tingnan nyo na. No? You can also set limits. No? Ito, coordinate, ito Cartesian. No? Ito yung regular natin. No? Y limit, C, hanggang 40 lang yung Y natin. Okay, pinaplot dito yung class, yung iba't pitong klase na ano. Okay, so we expect this, pitong klaseng, tapos hanggang, ano lang siya, hanggang 40. Nakalimit siya into 40 lang siya. Okay, so that's a bar. So iba yung layer ng bar, yung geometric object, iba naman yung sa coordinate natin. So, which part is coordinate, guys? Geom ba to, itong coordinate? Or is it part of theme? Answer nga, guys. Yung coordinate ba, is it part of geom or part of theme layer? Answer, guys. Part of theme yan, ha? Yung mga labels, okay? Yung mga yes, correct. Yung mga non-data, no? Okay, sige, let's move on here. Okay. Meron din tayong tinatawag na coordinate na SF, no? Yung SF, guys, this is wait, dali, ha? So there's a package called SF. Okay, although hindi naman natin mas talaga siyang gagamitin. Pero I just want to point out, guys, na you can install the package SF. So you know what to do, guys, if you want to learn more about a particular package. So this is more for simple features, and it's more for spatial vector data. Spatial, which is more three-dimensional, or it can be more spherical. Medyo related din sa spherical geometry. So di ba pag sphere, okay, so this is more for spherical geometry. So binanggit ko lang yan, guys, kasi gagamitin natin dito. But we're not really going to look at this in greater detail. Ang gusto ko lang, guys, makita nyo dito is ito, pag-plot natin ng map, no? Okay, so dito ginamit natin yung from the maps package, yung map. Di ba kanina tinignan natin yung mga data from the different packages. So from the maps package, merong function na map. Tapos doon natin kinuha yung world na dataset. So this is simply just plotting. Okay, so kinuha muna, guys, yung data. And then what we did was to plot, this is your data world. And then we use the geom simple features. No? And then yung coordinate ng SF. Okay, so let's run this. And if you run this, it will give you this one. Yan. Okay, so it just tells us that we can plot. Pag meron tayong data ng isang map, no? Ginagamit to sa cartography, then we can plot it using ggplot 2 with the reinforcement of other plots. Okay? So, paano nga natin pala ito mapaplot, guys? So, tingnan muna natin yung data na, okay, let's just see what you find in the data na world, no? Data world. At wala yung world, ano? Ito yung object pala, sorry. So let's just see world cities na lang, no? World cities. World cities. Click ko lang para mag-view natin. Ayaw, i-view ko na lang siya. View. Okay. Okay, so these are 43,645 entries, observations, different cities, given yung country, given yung population. Now, you can plot, guys. Dapat meron tayong latitude at saka longitude. Okay, so dapat, if you want to put a plot dun sa, kung relevant siya dun sa work nyo, kunyari, ano siya, yung place-related or place-centric siya, or geographic-centric, then you can include, kung alam nyo yung latitude at saka longitude. So just very quickly, guys, ano ba yung latitude at saka longitude? Okay, so yung longitude, guys, it's the distance from the what we call the Greenwich Meridian time. If you draw a line sa Earth, no, from the North Pole up to the South Pole, no, ito, and this passes yung London, andito yung London sa line na to. Kung asa yung London, guys, if you draw a line there, ito yung GMT, Greenwich Meridian or Greenwich Meridian time, 0 degrees yun. If you move to the right, ito yung longitude, guys, no? You move from east to west or east to west, yun yung longitude. So ang Philippines, makikita nyo is 120 degrees, ang Manila pala, 120 degrees longitude. Ibig sabihin nun, it's 120 degrees to the east, to the right of yung GMT. Yan. Tapos yung iba, guys, negative, no? To the left, negative yan. To the right, positive. Ganun yung longitude. Yung latitude naman, itong mga moving from north to south. So yung longitude east to west, west to east, yung latitude north to south. So for example, ang Manila, it's 15 degrees, yung latitude niya 15 degrees, no? North. Manila is 120 degrees east and then 15 degrees north. Ibig sabihin, from the Greenwich Meridian time, ano ka ng 120 degrees, no? Iikot ka ng 120 degrees. So may example ba tayo nandito? Ako lang dito, ha? Ayan, ito yung 0 degrees. Pareho lang pala to. No? Anyway, may nakita akong, you can do this as an exercise, guys. Manila. Asan na yun? Inopen ko na kanina yun, ha? Nawala yata. Ito pala, cities, no? So this website, guys, sa Simple Maps, no? Simplemaps.com, hanapin nyo yung Philippine cities. It gives us 164 cities given the latitude and the longitude. So for example, si Manila, 120.9 degrees longitude. Okay? Positive siya, so east yan, east. Pag negative yan, to the west yan. Ang basis lagi natin, guys, yung Greenwich Meridian time. Sa latitude naman, guys, ang basis is always the equator. No? Equator ang laging basis ito. So pag latitude, to the north, pataas ka ng equator. To the south, pababa ka ng equator. So si Manila daw, 15 degrees, positive yon. So that's positive 15 degrees or 15 degrees north. Paakyat siya. So makikita natin, guys, ito, ang practice nyo is to copy this. Pwede nyo na ma-download yung data na to, no? As CSV or as Excel. Okay, and then may iba pang data kung saan yung name niyan, no? And then kung capital ba yan o admin or etc. Administrative region, no? Ibig sabihin hindi na siya part ng province. Administrative region yan. Ibig sabihin independent siya. Yung mga independent. Tapos may mga minor din. Okay? So you can plot the Philippines by at least the key cities of the Philippines by plotting the latitude and the longitude of these cities. Kasi kanina tiningnan natin, guys, di ba? Sige, let me continue. I have to budget myself hanggang ano tayo, 11, 12, 30. Okay. I'll need 20 minutes, guys, to discuss yung next topic natin, which is dashboards. At least yung introduction. Dali may question. Okay, wala. Okay, guys, clear yung latitude, longitude. I-share ko na lang, guys, yung URL dito, no? Sa chat para hindi nyo nahanapin. Control C. I'll share dito kung saan yung okay, so this is the link, guys, sa latitude and longitude. Ang i-practice nyo guys, ang practice nyo, since dito naman may example kayo ng how to code, how to plot maps in ggplot, pwede nyo gawin yung, yung data na to, gamitin nyo, and then plot the Philippine map. Okay? So let's continue here. Okay, so yung iba dito guys, okay, so may ano pa dito, may linagay akong yung reference for your perusal. A theme, nagawa na natin to. Okay, so I think that ends guys our discussion here. Dito, this is just theme, no? Naglagay lang tayo ng several themes here, which you can just, I'm sure you can now, ilan nga natin to. Okay, so this is very easy to, naka-facet lang to, no? By year. Okay, makikita natin dyan sa asan yung facet nyo dito? Asan yung year? Ito, no? Facet wrap by year. Okay, so ito makikita natin, malalaman kagad natin just by looking at it. Nagdalawang, ano yan, kung ilang yung years, ginupo niya yung different classes, no? Tapos may label, tapos ito guys, yung scale ng X, continuous siya, from 0 up to, walang katapusan, kung ano man yung aabutin ng plot natin. Okay, and then there are several themes here, other themes. Okay, tapos yung grid, sinabi natin. Okay, so that guys ends our discussion. This is another example, may color coding lang siya. Okay, so I hope guys you learned something from this exercises, from what we discussed. So i-summarize ko lang, ang pinaka main component ng ggplot natin is the data itself. Kailangan yung data, kailangan yung mapping natin, okay, yung yung aesthetic, and then yung geom. So we learned different types of we learned that if you put an aesthetic inside the mapping, it will scale that specific aesthetic, no? If you put it inside a geom, then ilo-localize yan, that attribute, that aesthetic will only be true for that specific geom. Kunyari, geom line, tapos naglagay ka ng color doon, yung color na yun, para doon lang sa geom line. Kung meron ka pang ibang object na geom, let's say, geom point, hindi papasok yung color na linagay mo doon sa geom line, doon sa geom point. Okay? Pero pag yung color guys, linagay nyo doon sa aesthetic, lahat yun papasok doon sa lahat ng geometric. No? Kaya nga sinasabi natin na if you want it globalized at particular attribute, ilagay nyo siya doon sa aesthetic. Para sa lahat ng geom, papasok yun. But if you want it localized, ibig sabihin sa isang particular na geom object lang, doon nyo ilagay yung aesthetic. Okay? So clear ba guys? Paki-chat na lang kung okay naman so far, clear naman yung file na to. Okay, thank you. Of course, also guys, we also learned other types of geometric objects. No? So we learned different geometric objects, geom coordinate, geom polar, no? And then geom polar pala, not geom coordinate, geom bar plot, etc. Box plot. Okay, so let's now go here. Medyo press for time ako. We'll just spend mga 15 minutes for this one. Ano lang naman to guys. This is just a maps and heat maps, no? So ito yung mga ano natin, ito yung mga packages na kailangan. Meron tayong tidyverse, map data, maps, and then vir IDs, ggforce, ano natin to, I think string R also. So kindly install this, I'll give you a minute. Yung mga, wala pa kayong mga packages dito, okay, i-try nyo muna yung library. Kung hindi pa nag-i-install yung iba, ibig sabihin wala pa kayo nun. So I'll give you a minute to install these packages. And I leave you guys to look at yung ggforce, sinignan natin. Hanapin nyo lang sa vir IDs kung ano yan, kung ano yung ginagawa niyan. Okay, so let me pause muna. It's always good practice to, if you meet a particular package na gagamitin sa isang R file, look for that package. Sa CRAN, hanapin nyo yung functionalities ng package na yun. Okay. You may not be able to memorize all the functions of all the packages. That's literally impossible, no? Pero at least kung meron kayong at your disposal several packages na alam nyo, kunyari ggplot 2, mahirap nang makalimutan nyo yan, no? Kasi ilang beses natin ginamit yung ggplot 2. dplyr, guys, okay, tidyverse, we'll also look at that. So may mga packages na importante sa particular field natin. Okay, thank you. For example, okay, pakita ko lang sandali dito, okay. In another subject that I'm handling, okay, nagpo-portfolio optimization kami, no? So ito yung mga packages na ginagamit natin. I-introduce ko yung quant mode sa inyo towards the end, but this is what we're learning in another subject, yung financial modeling. So this is particularly lahat finance to, no? So we're creating portfolios, we're optimizing portfolios, we're doing the ito kunyari ito yung efficient frontier. May subject ba kayo na natutunan niyo na to, guys? Efficient frontier. Paki-chat nga kung na-meet niyo na yung concept na yan. Yung efficient frontier in one of your finance subjects. Wala pa? Sa investments, wala pa? Okay, so this is an elective which we're offering now. Kaso guys, nakakalungkot lang kasi. Kahapon. Anong subject, Arnel? FINMAFI, Wow.
FINMAFI po kahapon binanggit.
Talaga? Binanggit lang pero hindi nyo ginawa?
Binanggit lang po.
Banggit lang. Ito kasi talagang pinaplot namin. Tingnan nyo guys. No? Ayan. Tapos nag Monte Carlo simulation kami dito. This is the subject FinMode. Elective siya. Unfortunately, ewan ko kung ba't natatakot yung mga Fin students basta modeling. Lalo siguro pag ako yung nagtuturo. Hagi nga ma-dissolve yung class na to kasi there were only a few takers. Tapos yung iba pa from another course pa. Yan. So may rival. Anyway guys, pinapakita ko lang na ang dami gamit talaga ng R, guys. Yung sa atin, generic yan no? For in general data science. No? But towards the end, siguro sa 10th, 11th week, mag-a-application na tayo. No? More on application talaga. Okay, so this is a document that we were using in another subject. Okay, so makikita nyo rin, coding to, no? Ang ganda, guys, ang ganda. Just to inform you. So, hopefully, next time, pag in-offer ulit yung elective na yon, sana hindi na matakot yung mga, ang mga hindi natatakot usually, yung mga naging estudyante ko na either sa arts or sa FINSTAR or sa FINSTAD. So, alam na nila na medyo challenging sa una, pero yung benefits naman, talagang grabe. Grabe yung benefits. Kung nabanggit to sa FINMAFI, dito sa subject natin na FinMode, talagang deep dive talaga dun sa In fact, may isang advice ako sa thesis ngayon na ito yung ginagamit namin. Kasi their thesis is all about this. MPT, Markovitch portfolio theory. Tapos, ang dami pang nuances kasi nun. Tapos, gamit na gamit talaga namin yung R. Yan. Kaya guys, I'd like to encourage you, after this term, keep it up guys, keep it up. Wag kayong titigil no, sa natutunan lang natin. Ang dami ng mga tutorials dyan sa YouTube or ang dami materials na available. It's only, as I said, it's only your desire, no? It's only your desire that stops you from learning more about the capability of R. Okay? Okay, so let's continue with this, guys. Okay, let's take a look at the rina na ba natin to kanina? Ano ba yung laman ng mga data set ng maps? Yung maps, guys, ito, no? Ito yung mga data set niya. So you can practice with this. Kasi malamang may mga may mga latitude and longitude. Andito yung Canada cities, FIPS ng Canada, world map, no? So etc. You have lots and lots of data here. May ozone pa. Okay? Tapos yung isa naman, si map data, mas konti siya. No? China, Japan, New Zealand, etc. Okay. So first, tingnan natin guys yung map. So let's access muna yung USA data. USA comes from ggplot 2. So ano tong map? Map, tingnan natin map underscore data. So what's this function for? Okay. So this is, yan, create a data frame out of your map data. So may map data ka, gagawin nating data frame siya. Okay, so ito, we have this data USA. I-name natin siya as USA, pero gagawin siyang data frame. So tingnan natin. So USA is also, yan, ito yung data natin ngayon, no? 7,243 observations. Let's see this. Yan, guys. Yung USA data, it was converted into a data frame. 2 million entries. Ito ba yan? Is this it? USA, hindi. Sorry. USA ito. So, 7,000 entries. May longitude, may latitude. Ibig sabihin, mapipinpoint natin to sa globe. Kasi may position siya, no? Longitude and latitude. Tapos nakalagay kung anong region, kung anong group, may grouping siya, no? Okay, so ilang groupings ba all in all? Summary nga natin. Summary, USA, summary. So, region, ay, wait, group pala, group. Group, ilang groups? So, 10 groups, no? I don't know how they group this, pero yung data na to may grouping, okay, into 10. Maybe we can also search for ano yung mga metadata nito, but we'll not do that anymore. Kasi objective lang naman natin makakuha ng example ng pagmamap. Tapos let's see the dimension. Oops. Dimension, yeah, the 6, okay. Okay, so ito. Tingnan natin guys yung class niya, class USA. So data frame siya, no? So itong map data, kinonvert niya yung original na USA data into a data frame. Okay, ganun din dito guys. So quickly, iralan natin itong W2HR. This is world to hires data. Okay, so ito yung tail niya. So again guys, itong data na to, world to hires, which is I think in your map or map data package. May longitude tayo, may latitude. Okay, if we try to see this, I think ito yung 2 million, no? W2HR yan, 2 million observations. So, data yan of different countries, no? Andiyan, may Philippines, no? May Philippines dito. May sub-region din. We can try to explore this data and see. Kasi itong data na to guys, this world to hires, okay. So, ito muna first. Simple black map. So we have this object, USA, map data ng USA. Ito yung ginawa natin sa taas kanina. So okay na to actually. And then ggplot, then we're using geom polygon. No? Notice na pag map guys, ang ginagamit polygon. And then ang data natin USA, ito yung x-axis natin. Longitude yung x-axis, latitude yung y-axis. Then meron siyang aesthetic na grouping. Okay? Then we have to put this coordinate quick map. So it sets a relationship between one unit in the X and one unit in the Y direction. Okay, so let's run this. If you run this, guys, you have this. It's the map of USA. Okay, so may data tayo ng longitude, latitude. Mapaplot natin, guys, yung kung ano man yung nakalagay dun sa longitude at saka latitude. Kaya sabi ko sa inyo, guys, yung kanina yung Philippine data, mapaplot nyo yan. Okay, for this one naman, yung states. So let's have this data. I-access muna yung data natin. convert natin into a data frame. Hindi ko na ilalagay itong iba. No? And then we're going to use this. ggplot natin, data is equal to states. Again, andi dito yung geom polygon natin. Define natin si x is longitude, y is equal to latitude. Fill by region, and then by grouping ulit. Color is equal to white yung border. And then again, this one is your coordinate quick map. And then guides, fill is equal to false. This is to leave off the color legend. Para tanggalin yung mga legend na mga colors. Run natin to, and you have this. Okay, yung states ng US. Diba? So may fill siya, may color siya. Okay. Then you have here, ito na yung world, guys. Okay, convert din natin yung world data set into a data frame. Okay, kung titignan natin, guys, geom, ito ang ginamit, geom map, no? Data is equal to world, map is equal to world. A stat niya, ang x-axis longitude, latitude, map ID is equal to by region. So let's run this. Okay, so world map to. Okay, again, yung world map na to, yung data na to na world, guys, it consists of maraming latitude and longitude points yan. Kaya na-draw natin itong map na to. Okay, and then, dito ulit, no? Dito, guys, naglagay tayo ng okay, naglagay tayo dun sa geomap, no? Sa geomap, ito yung stat natin. And then, pero naglagay tayo ng color is equal to black. Fill is equal to light gray. And then, naglagay tayo ng size. Okay, so, we understood this, guys, no? Ang data natin, doon niya linagay sa geomap. Yung aesthetic ando doon din. Pero ito, this is now aesthetic na to. No? Hindi na siya kasama doon sa mapping kasi nasa labas na siya ng aesthetic. I hope that's clear, guys. Si data, linagay natin sa geom. No? But this is still mapping. Okay? Si aesthetic, linagay din natin sa loob ng geom, pero hanggang dito lang yung aesthetic. Yung color and fill na to, this is already part of your geom map. So when we run this, okay, kikita natin map ng world, no? And then meron tayong mga borders, and then yung fill, light gray. Of course, you can change the color. You can change the fill, kunwari, yung steel blue. Natin. Steel blue. Yan, naging steel blue yung color niya. No? Okay. Balik ko na lang para... Okay. Alright. Then, ito, heat map naman tayo, guys. So this is now for heat maps. Saan ba ginagamit yung heat maps? So where are heat maps used? Heat maps ginagamit yan, guys, kung yung data natin, okay, it's more quantitative. Tapos merong range ng ng let's see, level or range ng, what's a proper term for that? Ng differences, maybe I should call it that way. Kunyari, you're looking at poverty, tapos gusto natin ilagay yung poverty, yung pinaka mahihirap, lagyan natin ng red color. Tapos medyo nagiging sa mga rich, nagiging green yung color. No? So nagkakaroon ng ganung range, no? The deep red, yung poor countries, the deep blue, yung mga rich countries, and anywhere in between that, yung mga newly industrialized, at saka yung not so poor, not so rich, dun ginagamit yung heat map. Okay, so now let's create a data called data1. Mag-set that seed tayo para pare-pareho yung data natin. It's a matrix, guys. It's a matrix of 10 rows by 10 columns. Okay, so random numbers to, 100 all in all, minimum 0, okay, maximum 10. Okay, and then, yung column names ng data natin, ipe-paste 0 natin, guys. Ano yung paste 0? Okay, once again, guys, the best way to learn about this, paste 0. Para sa yung function na yan, nasa base R yan. Okay, sabi daw, guys, paste 0 is used for concatenating vectors after converting to character. So itong paste 0, ginagamit yan para i-concatenate natin, ipagsama natin yung mga characters. So dito, sabi natin yung column names dapat ng matrix natin, ng data 1 natin, paste 0, i-combine niya si column at saka 1 to 10. In other words, ang column names natin, column 1, column 2 hanggang column 10. Yung row names naman natin, row 1, row 2 hanggang row 10. Okay, so ganun lang kasimple yan. So we used this space 0 in order to give a name to our column names and our row names ng object natin na data 1. Okay, so let's run this. Sabay-sabay na natin to. Control Enter. And you should have data 1. Okay. So dapat guys, i-click nyo yung data 1 nyo. Dapat pare-pareho tayo. Could you kindly check guys kung we have the same? Paki-check nga kung pareho tayo ng data. It should be the same because we set the seed, no? Okay, good. So I assume guys na pareho tayo. Let's move on kasi we're running a bit, gusto kong sabay tayo ng kabilang section. Okay. So mag-ano tayo guys ng heat map. Take note guys, balikan natin yung data natin. So our data, random numbers to, no? So makikita natin na if we summarize this, so you'll have there several variables, columns. Tapos makikita natin yung iba, 21, 11, may mga negative 15. Okay, so medyo malaki yung range ng malaki yung range ng yung differences ng data natin. So this is a good data to create a heat map. Tingnan natin yung default heat map function. Let's run this. Heat map ng data 1, and what do you notice guys? Nagkakaroon ng, okay, you see this? So nanotice nyo guys na two shades ng ng color. One is reddish, the other one is yellowish. Tapos meron tayong mga deep red, no? Ito yung mga malalaking values ng red, no? Which is dito row 7 and nasa column 10 siya. Okay, anyway, we'll continue discussing this up to next meeting. So gusto ko lang mapakita to. And then you have here, may dendogram tayo, no? That's called a dendogram. May purpose yan guys, dendogram. Okay, dendogram siya guys. Kailangan yan sa network analysis din, importante yan. Pero let me just not discuss that in the meantime. Okay, and then here, ito guys, yung code na to, tatanggalin niya yung dendogram. Okay, so please run this on your own na lang. Row V and A, column V and A, that will remove the dendogram. So kindly do that and then you'll see na tinanggal yung dendogram. Okay, how about this guys? I think sa inyo my colors, no? My colors, my colors. Okay, so tingnan nyo lang guys tong color ramp palette, ha? Sorry, wala tayong time, pero tingnan nyo na lang dito, i-question nyo na lang yan, no? Ano yung ginagawa niyan? So ito ginagamit natin para mag-create ng iba't ibang parang concentration or iba't ibang the word is at the tip of my tongue. Parang UXUE, no? Several U's siya ng color na yon. So dito sabihin natin cyan at saka ano pa ginamit ko sa inyo dito? I think deep pink yata, no? Deep pink 3. Guys, anyway, I just you can use that. Ako nag-example lang ako kanina na pwede natin baguhin yung color. Tapos now we're creating a heat map, no? Heat map. And then heat map ng data 1. Okay? color is equal to my colors, itong color na to, tapos 100 different, parang shades siya, no? Shades. So let's run both of this. Control Enter, run. And then here we'll have our heat map. Yan. Andun pa yung dendrograms, di ba? So now you have different shades. Binago lang natin yung color, no? Color at saka, notice yung cyan natin, guys. Iba-iba din shade. May mga light na cyan at saka may mga deep na cyan. Okay, next meeting, guys, we'll have an example na titingnan natin yung practical application nito, yung meaning ng heat map. Okay, so may I request you guys to just look at the other examples, no? Okay, here you're creating a heat map out of a ggplot. Ito example dito yon. Tapos ito kailangan i-install muna yung reshape na package. Okay, I just want to focus on this. Okay, paki-install nga guys si Plotly. Kasi ito guys, this is a very important package kasi yung mga ggplot natin are very, very static. So hindi siya gumagalaw. Pag ginamit natin yung package na Plotly, ang mangyayari niyan is that it will create interactive plots. Okay, example lang, no? Plotly, so we apply this function Plotly. This is from the Plotly package. Okay, Plotly, and then our data is data1. No? Ginawa natin ito kanina, type is equal to heatmap. Then let's run this. Control Enter. Okay, then what we have here guys in the viewer, dito sa ano natin, sa mga plots. Tapos i-publish natin, no? Ay, hindi, ito to. This one, show in new window. Okay. So, did you get this, guys? Guys, paki-chat nga, did you get this?
Yes po.
Okay, so what happened, guys? Convert natin yung yung heat map natin kanina into an interactive plot. Tingnan nyo, ito may mga functionalities na dito. No? So every time you go here, hover around this one, sasabihin niya kung ano yung points na yon, no? Okay? Yan, so this is ano yung X yan? Ano yung Y? Then may Z tayo, no? Okay? And then, what you can do with this is, you can, kunyari gusto nyo itong ano yan, gusto nyo i-focus dito. Yan. Naka-focus yung hin-highlight natin. Double-click to go back. And then you can save this as a PNG file. And then, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, zoom, then pan, zoom in, zoom out, auto-scale, then etc. So you have a lot, depende rin sa data natin guys, you have a lot of things to do in a Plotly. In a plot created from Plotly package, which was initially created from ggplot. So combination yung dalawa, ggplot is static, Plotly is interactive. Okay, so I leave you guys to look at this. Now, okay, for the last part, at least makapag-introduction tayo. Ano nga guys, punta kayo dito, no? Go here. Mag-create tayo ng panibagong R markdown. Okay, are you there guys?
Yes, sir.
At least ma-introduce ko lang yung flex dashboard natin. Then click from template. May nakikita ba kayong flex dashboard? Yan.
No, sir.
Wala, no? Wala guys kasi hindi nyo pa na-install yan. So install natin, install that packages, flex dashboard, no? Install that packages, flex. I will not install it guys kasi na-install ko na siya. Okay, na-install nyo na guys? Pagka-install nyo, babalikan natin yung new R Markdown. Paki-chat nga guys kung naka-install na si Flex Dashboard. Okay, good. Thank you. Now, once you have installed Flex Dashboard, available na sa atin yan, no? So let's now go here. Let's choose a new R Markdown file. Okay. And then click from template. Lalabas na ngayon si Flex Dashboard. Then click this and okay. So you'll now have a new R Markdown file. Tapos kakaiba na yung ano niya guys. No? Hindi na yung output natin, HTML, hindi na. Okay. Can you see this now? So you have the output as a flex. From the package Flex Dashboard, it's a Flex Dashboard. Then you have your orientation column. It just tells us that the page that we're looking at will be done as a column. And then vertical fill, explain ko siya in later. Okay. Tingnan muna natin default, guys. So dito may code tayo, R setup, then library Flex Dashboard. Ibig sabihin nito guys, pag rin natin to, di ba hindi siya masasama dun sa output natin na dashboard. Then here, column. Okay. So sa column guys, ibig sabihin nito na yung ano natin, yung dashboard natin, yung space natin ng dashboard, it will be in 2 columns. In 2 columns guys, kasi dalawa yung column natin dito. Now how do you set up na yung ano natin naka-column wise dito, no? Dito ilalagay natin orientation rows. No? Ang default na columns. Pero columns muna tayo guys kasi pag naintindihan natin yung columns, madali na yung rows. And then you see here guys, may default siya, data width. Anong ginagawa ng data width na to? Imagine guys, isang canvas, tapos ilang columns yun? Divided into 2 columns. Bakit dalawa? Kasi dalawa lang yung columns na to. Pag nakakita tayo ng dash, more 14 and up, ibig sabihin nun, isang column yun dun sa dashboard natin. So here we have another column. Okay, meron pa? Wala na. So ibig sabihin guys, yung dashboard natin, it's divided into 2 columns. And then yung isa, 65%, yung isa, 35%. Dapat yung data width natin guys, dapat ang sum niyan 1,000. So pwede natin baguhin to. Kunyari, gawin natin tong 500 at saka 500. Pag ganyan guys, equally spaced yung column natin. Okay? Again guys, ano makikita natin dito? You have a dashboard with 2 columns. Kung gusto nyo dagdagan pa ng isang column, punta tayo dito. Copyhin nyo to, for example, Control-C, Control-V. So this would mean another column. Okay? Kaso dapat guys, hindi pa pwede maglumampas ng ano ng 1,000. So kunyari ito 500, yung isa 300, yung isa 200. Dapat 1,000 yung total, ha? Yan. Okay, so far clear guys? Okay, anong laman guys ng ano? Anong laman ng column 1? Ang laman ng column 1 is tatlong hashtag guys. Tapos yung title niya, ibig sabihin, ito yung title ng laman nito, no? And then meron tayong code chunk dito. Kung anong gustong chart na ilalagay dito guys, ilagay niyo dito yung code. Yan, yung ggplot, di ba? Tapos map, stat, etc., etc. Dito yung mag-a-appear yung sa dashboard natin. Tapos here, sa column number 2, you have now here dalawang chart, chart A, chart B, and chart C. No? Tapos sa column number 3, okay, wala tayong chart. Pero pwede natin lagyan ng chart. Lagyan natin kunyari ng another chart, Control-C, Control-V, lagay natin dito. Gawin natin tong D. Okay, chart D. Chart DD. Lagyan pa natin ng isa pa. Okay, chart DDD. Sample lang to guys ha. And DDD. Naglalaro lang ako sa pangalan. Okay, so here now is your dashboard. Okay, dashboard na to guys. Dashboard na to. Siyempre, wala pa tayong makikitang chart kasi wala pa tayong linalagay na code dito. Diba? Pag nagra-run tayo ng code sa R, diba? Nag-generate to ng plot. Okay? So let's now summarize this. Ano yung laman nito? This is a dashboard. Isang page lang to. Tapos yung isang page na yun, 1, 2, tatlong column siya. So divided into 3 columns. Yung unang column, 50% of the total width of the page. Yung pangalawa, 30% of the total width. Yung pangatlo, 20% of the total width. Pag inad, dapat natin yung tatlong numbers yan, guys, dapat 1,000. Si column 1, guys, ang laman niya, si column 1, isang chart lang. Si column 2, dalawang chart. Si column 3, na pinakamaliit pa, tatlong charts. No? Limang charts pala. Okay. Lakihan na lang natin ng konti ito kasi kawawa naman siya. 300. Ito yung gawin natin 300. Ito yung gawin natin 200. Okay. So, how do we now create this? Okay, ito na yung parang skeleton natin to. Ito na yung template natin. What we do is we knit this. Knit to flex dashboard. Knit natin. Tapos, tatanungin tayo kung saan mo isa-save yan. So, may create na ako kanina, flex 1. You can save it anywhere, guys. Kunyari sa directory nyo. Okay, isa-save ko na lang siya as flex 1. Whatever name you want to. Okay, replace ko na lang siya. And then, so magra-run dito yan sa, ano natin, sa console. No? So, it will run here. Hintay lang natin mag-run. Yan, nagpa-process siya. Nagra-run siya. Then, automatically, guys, okay. This is our dashboard, guys. Okay? Yan. Di ba? Hindi natin nalagyan ng title. Pwede natin lagyan ng title, guys. Balik ako dito. Dito, lagay ko. Para may title, dashboard. Dashboard trial 1. Okay? Then, ininit ko ulit. Okay. Since the same file naman yun, okay, yan, dashboard trial 1. Then sabi natin ilang columns, tatlong columns, no? So this is the first column. Tapos yung tatlong asterisks, guys, di ba may title sa chart A. Tapos ito, second column which consists of 20% of your width, dalawa. And then si third column, chart D, etc. 30% of your width. So that's now your template. That's now your dashboard. Okay? So, isang page lang to. So, next meeting ang gagamitin natin, guys. Paano kung 5 pages yung ano natin? Kasi this is just 1 page. Pwede natin gagawin yun. Magkakreate tayo ng 5 pages na dashboard. Pwede yun. Madali lang yun, guys. No? Tapos, paano, guys, kung ang orientation natin along the row? What will happen kung ang orientation natin is along the row? So I'd like you to experiment on that. What will happen if we now make this as row? No? Rows ba o columns? I forgot kung init ko lang check ko. Okay. So what happened, guys? Ano nangyari? Tatlong columns pa rin, no? Okay. Wait, actually hindi na bale. Let's go back to our. Tatlong layers na siya, no? Okay, pero hindi columns pa rin siya, no? Ang pangalan, pero ang arrangement na niya, it's now, saan na yun? Oops. Sorry. Okay, init ko na lang ulit. Okay, it's already time, guys. So ito lang, no? Naging row na yung orientation niya. Okay, so for next meeting, guys, magbibigay lang tayo ng one example on heatmap and then we'll finish itong dashboard na to, flex dashboard, and then have some little discussion about a shiny package. And then that will be all for data visualization. Pupunta na tayo sa wrangling, tidying data. Okay, now next, ang sabi sa akin next meeting, individual ano tawag doon? So, we cannot afford, guys, na hindi ako magle-lecture. So, magle-lecture pa rin ako, same time, but I won't check attendance. I'll open it to anyone who would like to attend the recording of the lecture. I-discuss ko yung heatmap at saka yung tawag nito, ito, Flex Dashboard. So kung wala naman kayong gagawin, guys, you can attend, but attendance will not be checked. So just to comply with the requirement of individual learning. Okay? So once again, guys, thank you very much, and I'll see you next, well, kung gusto nyo, no? But it will be recorded anyway. Okay, so thank you. I'll stop recording.